Hi, this is my Second Life character, Eon Balfour, in his Happy Bunny slippers, and he's going to show you around the Sagan Planetarium. And it's a cracking place, and I find it very useful to get a grip of some of the concepts of astronomy. So we'll head inside. Now, this is obviously a joke avatar I'm using. There is sound, so I will allow the music because it's actually using the music channel to give me a commentary for the planetarium display. At the moment I've got the sound off. In the foyer here we have a wall mounted orrery which is made up of scripted objects in Second Life. So these are all spheres and stuff, so it's got a good 3D effect to it. And they also have tabletop ones like this one here. Oh, sorry, I'm so wobbly, folks. Isn't that cracking? I love that. And you can purchase these for use in Second Life, and you can switch them on or off. And if you want to know the technical stuff, they cost, this one's 599 lindens, which is 270 lindens to the US dollar, so you're talking a couple of bucks for this one here. And the land impact, which will mean something in Second Lifers but won't mean anything to the rest of you, is that has 14 objects when it's switched off and 47 when it's switched on, and that determines how many primitive objects you can use. Can I switch that off? Yeah, and it just stops. Okay, cool. Right, we'll leave our avatar behind and use the joystick to get around now. We'll look at the exhibition hall and the SkyDome. Now, in the exhibition hall where we are now, there are some things we can poke and interact with. So there are photographs of different types of galaxies: spiral, elliptical, lenticular, and irregular and peculiar. I'm going to have to keep saying allow now to that sound, so excuse me for that. And then there's the SkyDome. We'll go and have a look in there in a minute. And then there are some more photographs of nebulae, so we can see different things in there and poke that, so that's interesting. Behind us there's a display of this, I can't remember the name of the rocket, called the Aggregate 4 Hubble, and information about it, and Sputnik 1. And then over here there are models of the planets, and some of these are interactive. Shall we look at the interior? Ooh, here we go. Ooh. I like that. And on the panels in front of them, if you zoom right in, they're actually quite detailed, and they are legible if you get in enough. And the sun even has sunspots on it, so it's a pretty cool exhibit. Right, let's have a look at the dome. I wonder if I can get my avatar up here. I'll maybe pause to get my avatar on. Let me pause the video for a second. Okay, the reason I want him on is to give me some sense of perspective. So we'll walk in because the floor is transparent, and these objects I think are phantom, so you should be able to walk through these. Yes, there we go. And the important part is over where we came in, but he does give me some sense of perspective in here because I'm afraid I get lost. Now let me put my fly cam on and click this thing. Now there's a tour of the planets, so I'll click play on that, and hopefully that should come up. and it should start. I'll put the soundtrack on and allow that, and allow that, and allow that. And we'll put the sound on for a moment to let you hear what it's like.
Today we will hitch a ride with a photon as it emerges from the photosphere of our sun and take a wild, if not somewhat improbable journey past the planets and to the far reaches of the Kuiper Belt. A solar system is the collective name for all the objects orbiting within the gravity well.
Okay, I'll put the sound off just so that you can hear me, but obviously there's that tour in there. And we're looking at different types of skies, so if we need help we click that, and the current one is this Tycho 2 catalogue, but we can also set it for the monochrome background, in which case it looks like that. I think you might be able to tinker with the brightness of your own home computer screen and maybe start to pick out constellations. I'm not sure. I think tweaking graphics settings might be useful and helpful. There's another mode which is the constellations on, and that's educational obviously. So we'll have a quick squint around. We seem to have the hours round the side. That doesn't mean much to me. I assume that would be our theoretical horizon. Maybe we're on the equatorial plane, and the red one here I assume is the ecliptical plane. And don't ask me what the one above that is, the blue one. I really don't know, unless it's something like 45 degrees maybe. I don't know. And if we scan around we'll see some constellations. Maybe we'll recognize some. Those of you who are into astronomy will obviously surpass me at that, but I did spot one over, and have I got my bearings? Second Life does have north, south, east, west, and unfortunately I don't know where my direction thing would be. Maybe I can work that out later. When it says allow, that's enabling the next soundtrack, because they're using the music channels. There's music and media channels, so obviously this fog has a role to play in the presentation that they're giving. If we head over here we can see, for example, Orion. If I go back to the middle bit, that's the middle, and look straight up, there you can see the plough to the top of the screen, and Cassiopeia, the big W here. Unfortunately spheres don't really work well in Second Life because of the nature of 3D, and they've digitized it, so it kind of comes together in a sphincter at the top of the football. But this for me is very useful at the level I'm at, because I have only the most basic understanding, and I've been keen to be able to wrap my head around what it means to consider the solar system, and then beyond that, deep space. And I find this has kind of given me a context, so I'm liking it very much. Now, as the presentation progresses, each planet will come into the center. Oh, there's the Earth. And if I put the sound back on, it'll tell us about that.
Water is composed of two of the most abundant elements in the universe, hydrogen and oxygen. Water is not just common on Earth, but can be found within the core of most comets, on moons such as Europa, and quite likely on Mars.
Okay, I'm going to switch comms off so that I don't keep getting messages. So there we are. That's a cool place. So that is the Sagan Planetarium with an exhibition centre, and you can purchase orreries and models of the Hubble and the rockets, and there's oh, you can get a t-shirt, look. I've got to get myself a t-shirt, and we'll just back off out of it so you can see it once more. So it's a nice fancy building, the Sagan Planetarium. Obviously I don't know what I'm doing, I'm very clumsy with it, but if you're into Second Life, it's worth going and having a look and poking around, and you've got that presentation, of course, and you can pick up an orrery to put in your Second Life home. Now, just before I go, I would like to say I'm going to attempt to show you in the next episode the NASA Centre, which is a very cool place, and it has models of every rocket that's ever existed, and people can come here and they give talks and all sorts. I may well be in the middle of a talk, I don't know. And there's some really cool stuff here. I think you can get like a NASA astronaut t-shirt and all that stuff. So I would like to try and show you that next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.